Tell me, when did your journey start? The journey of learning the language? How many years back?
I consciously started learning English from 2020, right, during lockdown, right?
I'm glad to see somebody. You told me that you were not able to frame a single sentence, isn't it? From
Yes.
that to this level, it's quite an achievement by itself. Good
Hello,
evening.
Christine.
How come at this time?
Yeah, I think first time we are meeting at this time.
Yes.
No, there is no surprise in it. Like, yeah, it is my schedule. I can be in this time.
Oh, is it? Oh, all right. Normally, I've met you only during the afternoons. All right.
Yes. Yeah, it's the
Anything?
first time we are meeting at evening.
Oh, I think once we met. Oh, no, I think. I'm not really sure. First time, I guess. Yes. Mm.
So
Right.
how are you
So,
doing?
oh, today I'm feeling a little tired. I had some work in the garden. So after that, when I started the sessions, my hands are little tired.
Okay, so
Mm.
I can understand. So you are feeling like exhausted, right?
Not exhausted, but there are some pain around the joints.
Okay, okay, I can
Mm.
understand.
Mm.
No, like I thought, because it is evening time, so you would have taken so many sessions now, so that's why you are feeling tired. But the reason is different, right?
Reason is different. I'm used to taking sessions. I start my day at 10 a.m. But
Mhm.
in the afternoon, I take a break.
Okay, so like how long is your break?
2 to 6,
2 to 6. It
4 hours.
is 4 hours break. Yeah, it
4
is
hours.
quite long break, right?
Yes, I have my lunch, then I spend some time with my family and sometimes gardening. Sometimes, not always, not
Okay.
every day.
Not every day. I thought you are fond of gardening.
No, I've given the duty to my dad.
Okay, great, great.
So he waters the plants. But evening, in case something has to be done, then I do it.
Okay.
Right. What
So
about you? Do you have a garden?
no, I don't have garden. I have a little garden, like few plants. So I give water to these plants in the morning, right?
Mm.
So I first of all I wake up early in the morning. I would have a warm glass of water, and after that, I just give water to these plants, and then I set up for my journey in the morning for morning
Oh,
walk. Yeah.
yes. Oh, morning walk. Sometimes you told me it is cycling as well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
cycling. I call it morning walk, right? So, but I do cycling nowadays. I have been doing biking, but I left biking and now I'm doing cycling because it is profitable, right? So I can save my money and as well as I can do a lots of physical work with cycle, right? So yeah, kind
That
of, and
is,
I'm enjoying it.
that is true. Our stamina gradually increases if we cycle daily.
Yes.
Do you know swimming? Do you swim?
Yes, yes, I told you like my whole childhood was around river, right? So I spent lots of time in river. Our friends and we used to play for hours in river. Like, our parents would come us to ask for coming home. Otherwise, we would keep on bathing for hours and hours until our eyes will look very red, okay? And everything would become like fading. Everything starts. What I can say like that,
Everything
dhundla,
becomes
dhundla.
everything becomes blurry. Does it become
Blurry, yeah,
blurry?
yeah.
Taking
So
too much time.
everything would become blurry because of
Hmm.
excess time that we have spent in water. So yeah,
Hmm.
that was kind of days that we used to have.
Hmm. Now also there are rivers and lakes around your house.
I'm not living anymore in my village. Yeah, still sometimes we go village. Yeah, we hang out with our friend. We even bath in river. Still, yeah.
Hmm. That is a good thing. People who are born and brought up in village, they know how to swim, how to survive. In cities, we have to pay fees and go to a swimming pool, take swimming classes, and then learn how to swim.
Mhm.
Hmm. Who taught you swimming?
I don't remember who taught me, but I learned from somebody, right? So all
Hmm.
of my friends knew I was living in hostel. I told you, so I didn't learn at early age. So when I used to come from hostel, my friend would take me to river to bath. So I would learn from them, and I had been learning from them, and somehow I learned.
That is good. Is it the same swimming in a river and swimming in sea?
No, it is different, but
Could be.
I have never done swimming in sea, but I have heard it, swimming in sea is very easier than rivers. A reason is that, sea water is salty and density of sea water is, I think, heavier than the river water. So, when density is heavier, then you can swim easily.
Oh, is it? Oh, that is nice. Oh,
Yeah.
right. And I also feel that breath work is important, isn't it? The breathing is in a particular way while you're underwater,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So, who taught you all these things? Your friend?
Nobody taught me, right? Gradually you would learn by yourself, right? Just for when you are riding the bicycle, and you
Hmm.
are learning how to ride the bicycle, automatically you will get that balance. Okay, nobody's gonna teach you that you have to, run through this line or that particular area, right? You would automatically adjust it. It is kind of accommodation. Mind does itself. So
Right.
yeah, it happens.
But my uncle tried to teach me cycling. But by the time I was in seventh
Mhm.
standard, not a child anymore. So he was exhausted because of my weight. He used to try to teach me because he had to hold me, isn't it? And the cycle because I was not having the balance. And finally, he used to sit and tell me, Amu, again, I cannot, I'm exhausted. So I
Mhm.
still don't know how to cycle.
You did learn.
After that, I did not learn.
Oh gosh.
But I
But
think
yeah,
as a child, it's very easy to learn. As you said, it automatically we get the balance, isn't it? We fall, we get
automatically,
up.
yeah,
Mm.
like yeah. At beginning, you would have a lot of fear, lots of problems. Like, how will you handle everything, right? But
Mm.
as you uh, keep doing it, after some days, yeah, you will get balance and you would understand everything. Everything comes slowly. Right? For learning a language, I'm telling you, right? There was time, it was very difficult for me to even frame a single sentences, right? But right now it's like it looks like my brain is automatically adjusting to everything. I'm getting better day by day. So it happens. It's kind of evolution. Every our mind has capacity to evolve in every direction. So that's why it
True.
is said that it is very important to be in right environment, because once you are living in wrong environment, your brain will step toward that direction, and once it is going toward that direction, it's very difficult to pull it back, right?
Right.
So it is applicable in every sense of life, every dimensions of life.
Correct. I totally agree. Consistency.
Yes, consistency.
Yes, yes. In my case, I did not try after that. I think I got some injuries, and then my mother did not allow me to go to the ground. I think that was also a fact. I don't remember, but I did not learn. Tell me, when did your journey start? The journey of learning the language? How many years back?
Like I think if I talk about like I consciously started learning English from 2020, right, during lockdown, right? And before that, yes, I have been learning English. Just I knew grammar, I knew vocabulary, right? Because it was my part of school curriculum, so I knew it. And I have been brought up in Hindi medium school, so that was also a big challenge for me to, overcome that MTI and so many things. And even I don't know how to speak a single sentence. So who talks about accent and pronunciation, right? So
Hmm.
that was the different thing, right? So, but
Hmm.
eventually I overcame everything. I think right now, yeah, I'm working well. I'm going towards right direction.
Yes, you're one of the few learners who, whenever I give a topic, you're comfortable with all the topics.
Mhm.
Yes, so that comes with a level of confidence, isn't it? You have to be very comfortable and confident within yourself to be telling the other person, yes, you can ask me whatever you like. I'll try to answer. So that is a very good trait. You should, yeah, you are doing that. Continue doing that. Mm.
Thank you. Yeah, I would.
Mm.
Yeah.
Today's topic, I was going through today's topic, worst things that can happen on a birthday. I'm not really sure whether what could happen. Do y'all celebrate birthdays at home? In my home, we don't celebrate, so I'm not really sure what could go wrong. What do you think?
No, I don't celebrate my birthday. Yeah, I'm not fan of celebrating birthday, and even I don't celebrate my birthday, right? But since then, I have started teaching.
Mm,
Sometimes my students would bring cakes on my birthday. They know everything, so they would bring uh, cake and everything, and they would celebrate in class. So yeah, on few occasions they have celebrated with me in class. Even I was telling them, don't do this. Like I don't feel like celebrating birthday. Why would I celebrate birthday? Just nature has gifted me a life and I'm living here. I have to not, celebrate every year that day, right? So lots
mm,
of people celebrate it. That is different thing. But I do not feel like celebrating because I have not I contributed anything significant so far to this universe, right? To this existence. So I don't feel like celebrating, right? Yeah.
I think in one of the earlier sessions also you said this point, isn't it? That
Mhm.
you should celebrate something only if you have contributed something. Give me
Mhm.
an. I'm really curious. Give me an example of somebody who you feel has really contributed.
So I think one who can contributes, they never think that they have contributed. That is also the truth, right? So, I mean,
Hmm.
you know, somebody who has contributed to raise human consciousness, or maybe they would have saved the environment, trees, plants, you know, they would have done something out of their family or maybe a state or country. They have contributed something, right, to this
Hmm.
universe. I feel
Hmm.
like that. Yeah, contribution means not, you know, so if I have donated something to the poor, that is contribution. Yeah, it is kind of contribution, but I
Hmm.
feel like when you are working for raising the consciousness of human being, right, you are doing something which is going to bring ecstasy on this planet, happiness on this planet, and you are saving some plants, trees, birds. That is contribution. Yeah. So if I would be able to do these things, then I will feel obliged, I will feel great that yes, I have done something to this existence, and now I have a right to celebrate my birthday, that yo, yes, my birthday is worthwhile. Yeah, I have done something, you know, worth living on this planet.
Hmm. But I think, as you rightly said, by the time somebody starts contributing and starts working towards a collective consciousness, they will not have a feeling that, oh, I have done so and so thing, isn't it? For them, it's
Yes.
like natural. That's part of
Yeah.
living.
Yeah, that's part of
Hmm.
living for them, and they never feel like, you know, I've seen, look at your, you know, people who have been not doing anything for human consciousness. They have been entertaining people. They feel very proud of it, right? But I have seen people who have done something for human consciousness. They have never celebrated anything, you know. They
Hmm.
lived so differently in this world, you know. Even somebody couldn't have found him where he is.
Hmm. I've heard one person saying that, I think a scientist or somebody, as you gradually start understanding life, humility and compassion automatically arises within you,
Yes.
and you feel that you're not so great. That arrogance, that ego comes down,
Mhm. It
isn't it?
happens. You are totally right, because you know it is not a part of you. It is something that you have accumulated because of society. For example, you know, if there would be no society, you would have no ego. Why? Ego comes after comparing with somebody, like you are better, right? So
Hmm.
when everybody will be individual in society, no comparison, then there is no place to to have ego within you, right? So there will be
True.
no place of ego, hatred, or jealousy, because ego, hatred, jealousy, these are not natural part of you. It is some instinct that you got from society. You learned here, right? And
Hmm.
your natural part is happiness, ecstasy, you know, compassion,
Hmm.
right? These are your natural things. But
True.
you know, because of society and things, you know, gathered it here.
True, true, true. That is true. Have you heard about this person, Eckhart Tolle? Let me type the word for you. Eckhart Tolle. He's actually working on a lot of things. He's quite famous. So he always keeps telling, he always gives the example. Let's say a person has won Oscar award. Oscar is considered as a very prestigious award in the world. But he's saying, let's say you're going to the stage, you're receiving that award, but ultimately you're just standing somewhere and taking something. That's all. He's saying you don't, your mind says, oh, this is something great, you've done something well and you're receiving. It's all the mind. He says you're just standing and receiving something. That is what
Of
similar
course.
to something that you're saying, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, of
Hmm.
course. Like for example, if I could manage and I could, you know, make my mind believe, just you know, sitting in this room and I'm receiving something, that yes, I have received that award, then that award and I am equal, because that is feeling only, right? You are getting
Correct.
me. So
Your
that's
feeling.
what he is saying, and he is saying everything rightly, right? You know, just is something he has received. It is not an award actually. Yeah.
True,
So
true.
for if I talk about the existence would be not knowing it is award for you, right? It would be
Hmm.
knowing, yeah, somebody is giving you some object, like other objects, right?
True, 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 true. So if you look at life from these ways, then life is actually very beautiful, isn't it? There is no
It
real
is
suffering.
beautiful. Life is so beautiful that you know you human being always narrow down it to certain points, right? Always. And it is
Hmm.
because of I don't know why society has been structured in such a way. And the problem is that society never listened to those people who have been contributing to the human consciousness, right? We never knew about philosophers, but we know who is the best comedian in our country, right? We know
Hmm.
the politicians who have double, triple, so many faces, right? Their true colors are always hidden. Right? We know politicians, but we never know the somebody who has given contribution to the inner growth of human being.
Inner well-being of human beings, isn't it?
Yes.
True, true. All right. Are you reading any books currently?
No, I'm not reading any books, but
Hmm?
I'm watching so many things, right? Just I'm learning lessons there.
Oh, right, right, right. I'm glad to see somebody. You told me that you were not able to frame a single sentence, isn't it? From
Yes,
that
I was.
to this level, it's quite an achievement by itself. The previous learner, it was a demo session for him, and the moment he saw me, he told me something in Hindi, and he was asking me to speak in Hindi, and I told him that I can understand, but I was not able to speak. So he was not able to speak a single sentence. So, you are like a hope for many people in India. It's possible. It's very much possible, isn't it? If you want and if you have the will, if you're consistent, it's possible.
It is possible, and I made it. So yes, and I never thought it is not possible for me, to be honest. Yeah, and
Mm.
because I know importance of this language going in future, because I have to speak, to lots of people. So yeah, it is important for me. So
Do you
think.
do you get an opportunity to speak in English? I mean, like in your hometown?
Yes, I got, but on those days I did not know how to speak English, but I spoke somehow, and everybody was thinking what he had spoken, right?
Oh, it was completely wrong at that point of time, early stages.
I mean, yes, it was wrong, kind of, yeah, wrong English, but somehow,
Hmm.
yeah, I took it as funny way, right? Because everybody was speaking in English there, and I had been invited I was a president of my science club, right? So I had to speak
Hmm.
behalf of my science club. So I saw
Hmm.
everybody speaking in English, so I would have to also speak in English, and I dived into it, right? Without knowing English.
Yes,
So you
that
can
is the way.
understand how, yeah, you can understand the situation, how bizarre, awkward situation it was.
Hmm. Right, right. I'm glad that you came out with flying colors after your diving.
Yeah, I came out.
Hmm. So, what plans for the day? I think the call will get disconnected now. What are you going to do after the
Yes,
session?
yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna watch so many series. I'm watching some series, episodes. So I'm gonna
English?
watch it. Huh?
English? English ones?
English, yes, yeah, English.